Before I get started with this commentary, let me give a shout out to Trill, Texas for sending it to me. And they were very pissed off with the story, not because of necessarily what happened with the story. That's bad enough. But it's even worse because of the response that was given by the CEO and owner of this deli who was in this picture right here. So this man's name is Larry Boone. He is the CEO of AM Deli in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And his response is what makes it worse, because his deli was vandalized by some Dub S-ers, I should say. But his response to it is the one that just seemed like it was a very soft, weak response. And I think y'all can pretty much get where I'm headed with this. But I'm going to go ahead and read this article that's coming from the Inquirer that was posted February 25th, 2022. Police are investigating after graffiti touting a white supremacist group were found painted outside a black-owned deli in South Philadelphia. Larry Boone, the CEO of AM Deli at 4th and Wharton Streets, said he reported the vandalism on the ATM outside his shop on Wednesday evening to Philadelphia police after a customer alerted him to the defaced machine. He said he did not know how long the graffiti had been there, but the store has security cameras, but they don't capture the ATM. That's a red flag for me. Why is there an ATM, a machine that's used to get money, outside of your shop, and the cameras cannot pick up that ATM? That means anybody could get robbed right there, and the cameras will never pick up who got robbed and who did the robbing. Yet, like, they need to either install another camera, or see if they can shift that camera a little bit to the left or to the right of the shop so it can see that ATM. Every establishment that has an ATM outside of it or inside of it needs to have cameras pointed in the direction of an ATM at all times. It's kind of shocking, Boone said. It's really unfamiliar for this neighborhood. Even though we grew up in this neighborhood in the 70s and 80s, it's still a little different than something we're used to. In other words, they're not used to Dub S coming to that area and doing things. People have got to understand that Dub S is everywhere. It's not just in the South, like people would like to believe. It is everywhere. It's in the South, the North, the East, the West, the Midwest, everywhere. It's all over the place. It's global. It's pretty much global, and you really can't escape it. If it happens, it just kind of happens. On Thursday evening, a representative from the ATM company cleaned the graffiti from the machine. The lightning bolt emblazoned graffiti advertised an active club, which the Anti-Defamation League has dubbed America's White Supremacist Fight Club. According to the ADL, active clubs are often inspired by and largely affiliated with the Rise Above movement, white supremacist organization, which encourages white nationalists to engage in physical acts like mixed martial arts, training, and spreading propaganda. Other active club propaganda has cropped up elsewhere in Pennsylvania in recent months, with Lancaster Online reporting that another club had taken credit for more than 24 instances in central Pennsylvania, concentrated in the York and Lancaster areas. Boone has lived in South Philly for more than 4 decades and said he wants to have a conversation with whomever defaced the store's ATM. First off, if that having a conversation doesn't involve hands and feet, then what is there to talk about? There's nothing to discuss. But I have a feeling it doesn't involve the latter. That's just the feeling I get. Anyone that feels that way, we could treat them for lunch. See what I mean? Maybe kind of talk about it, maybe agree to disagree. He said, I would prefer to talk about it than they vandalize people's stuff. And this is the part that Trill texted when they sent this to me, that they were upset about. And I can see why. Why would you want to have a discussion with someone that spray painted graffiti on the outside of your business, on an ATM, outside of your establishment? That's clearly a very racist and violent group. Why would you talk to them like that? Why would you're lucky that they didn't come inside of your business and trash it? Excuse me. But why would you want to have a discussion with them? Like, what is there to talk about? There's nothing to discuss. That's not the proper response. Boone took over the corner deli with a dozen other community members around 2 months ago. He said they eventually hope to rebrand the store as as Perfect Ingredients, a bistro selling specialty sandwiches, hot meals, and groceries. My idea was to feed the community and provide them with healthy, good products so they can go home and maybe have a family meal or something with friends, Boone said. Boone said his customers and community are generally very supportive. We're a little shaken and a little stirred, but whatever happens, I really feel confident the community will have our back. Shoot, it's probably somebody in the community that did this. See, black people, this is what we have to stop doing. We have got to stop giving these politically correct responses and tell it how it is. That's why I said let Wanda Cooper Jones be the blueprint of how to respond and how to conduct ourselves when it comes to situations such as these. Because the response that he gave, and that's him in the picture, is not the proper response to something like this. My response would have been like, yeah, come back here, come back here again and see if you make it out, you know, quote unquote. Something along the line. If you have to speak a little bit in code just to not give your position away. But this whole treat them for lunch, let's have a discussion. No, absolutely not. That is not the response. Unless, however, you slip a little special ingredient into that lunch that you, for them, then, you know, hey, I'm all for that. But I highly doubt that's what they would do. That's what I'm just saying. But now that they've been put on blast, I highly doubt that they'll come back. And like they said, if they wanted to vandalize something, they'll just vandalize the ATM again, considering that the cameras are not in view of that ATM. The ATM is not in view of the camera. So they know that they couldn't get caught. But yeah, like that's not the response that I would have gave. I don't think that's the response many of us would have gave. As a matter of fact, y'all let me know down in the comments what kind of response you would have gave if this was to happen to or outside of your business, where it's in close vicinity of it. Because that inviting them to lunch, I wouldn't have said that. That's just me though. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you are new, make sure you go hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video or go live.